Okay. I honestly have no idea what that was. Everything froze here. And it really, I had to completely restart my computer. I don't know if there was a glitch. I don't know what the hell happened, but everything froze here. So anyway, hopefully I can continue this show. I still have a problem, obviously, with the for some reason the whole the whole camera setup reset too, which I cannot figure out. There we go. Let me see if I can figure this. So sorry guys, I don't know what happened there, but I'm looking like a pretty bright orange, whatever that is there. Let's see if we can fix that. Holy shit, what the hell happened there? So and I don't even know where I was, to be honest with you. I have no idea. Let's try lowering the saturation rate. Nope, that doesn't work. That just makes things there. That fixed that. Maybe a little more brightness. I don't know. That would help. And take the contrast down a touch, and we should be. Yeah, what? Fuck it. I don't care. All right. Anyway, welcome back to the show. And it was, technology is P-Dog's bane. No, it's not the tech. Look, it's nothing I did. Certainly I probably could use a faster processor on my computer, but you'd think my video card would be enough, but what am I going to do? Fuck. What a pain in the ass. So where was I? That was the technology gypsy woman. Yeah, something like that. And the boomering, everybody pray for TV computer, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so let's see how many of you are still here. I see Avocados Diabli, Mr. X51, Ty Alexander, Amazing Disgrace, Sure You Gospel, Unacceptable Views is here now. Welcome to my other favorite Canadian. Attack Alpaca and Willy Won't. Amazing Disgrace. I think I already said that. You said Mr. X already. Am I missing anybody? Green Badger Outdoors, Ty Alexander. JB. Okay. The gang's pretty much back. So, and I can't get the, for some reason, I can't get this. Oh, no. Don't do that. Oh, shit. I disappeared for a second. You'll see it in a second. Though you probably already saw it because of the delay. Yeah, I can't. What the hell is going on with this? Maybe it's a white balance. Is that it? No, maybe. Oh, that's kind of it. Maybe I do this. Does that help? No. I just don't like looking weird on camera. Not that I don't always look weird, but we'll just go with that. All right. So, and I looked a little bit fuzzy. Wait a minute. Did I just freeze again on YouTube? No, I didn't. Okay. This is annoying. Martin of Minnesota, patron saint of failing tech and paint. Yes. Thank you, Lord Stanhope. Appreciate it. All right. So we got through the Boeing article in the last section. Let's move on to stuff that's happening in the world. BRICS is trending. Now, if you don't know what BRICS is, I don't know what the acronym stands for. But there was a time when Joe Biden said something about Putin being isolated. Oh, you can't even see that, can you? Here, let's do this. Does that help? Yes, it does. Joe Biden was talking about how isolated Putin is. In fact, here's the headline from CNN. Well, this is CNN saying Putin looks anything but isolated as he hosts a major summit, gathers allies to show the West's pressure isn't working. They're starting this new, starting basically a new currency for oil reserves, which basically has always been kind of the American thing. The dollar has always been the world reserve currency, and they're pushing this new BRICS system. And in fact, this is huge for India, China, and the world. 5 years they never met. And here you go at BRICS. It seems BRICS is becoming the platform to resolve disputes, bring mutual trust, and build trade relations. Well done, President Putin and Russia. What? This is someone. So apparently Iran has joined BRICS now, and they had this big summit. I know North Korea is part of it. Venezuela's part of it. Someone here says met President Xi Jinping on the sidelines of the Kazan BRICS summit. India-China relations are important for the people of our countries and for regional and global peace and stability. Mutual trust, mutual respect, and mutual sensitivity will guide bilateral relations. In fact, even here is Charles Payne talking about how ignoring BRICS would be a big mistake. So this is Charles Payne of Fox Business. Let's see. Let's go. There we go. You can see it. Oh, did they? I thought this was an article. Did you? Okay, what the hell? Oh, here we go.
China and Vladimir. Breaking news, folks. President Xi of China and Vladimir Putin just announcing their commitment to what they're calling a fair world order.
What up, Cannon?
At the BRICS summit. And of course, Vladimir Putin is playing host right now to 36 world leaders at this BRICS summit. The fact that world leaders from all of these nations, and I'm talking the leaders from all of these nations, came to this thing is a major boost for Putin, who obviously was supposed to be isolated from the rest of the world.
According to Joe Biden,
the UN Secretary General has accepted an invitation. So the BRICS nation, what are they? Well, let me tell you what they have, right? 45% of the world's population, 28% of the global GDP. They're much younger and generally have much faster growing economies than G7, as you can see from this chart behind me. Their goal is pretty simple: to become independent of Western financial system that's dominated by the U.S. and the U.S. dollar. Now, naysayers, they dismiss the whole thing out of hand. They say it's just folly. They brag about the dollar like, look at this. You can see how much more the dollar is even with SWIFT transactions. But if you look at this chart very closely, it's come at the expense of the euro, which is absolutely collapsing. You do have the renminbi, the Chinese currency, gaining here a little bit. Moreover, these BRIC nations have abundant natural resources: oil, gas, minerals, forestry.
That's important.
And of course, we know they've been stockpiling gold. The organization's also mending fences. Right before the meeting, a major border deal between India and China. By the way, speaking of gold, there was a piece in FT yesterday by Mohammed El-Arian warning that the West should be paying attention to the rise of gold as a sign of rising interest in alternatives to a dollar-based system.
Right.
Now, anyone that doesn't think we can blow this and lose our status as the preeminent nation in the world simply doesn't know world history. Great Britain thought they would have it forever before then. I think it was Portugal before then. The list goes on and on and on. We better pay attention because it can happen.
Okay, so Charles Payne giving us a little warning there. So keep an eye on that. Now, unfortunately with Fox, everything keeps going. All right, you have to stop the video to make sure it doesn't play the next one. And so there you go. Give me a second. There we go. All right. Also trending right now, tannerite. Now, we're getting mostly political stuff now because that was the main, the big main world news item. This is kind of funny though. So apparently, Adam Kinzinger, Adam Kinzinger, the little twerp who is the crybaby on the Jan 6 committee, the Republican, one of the Republican representatives who wasn't chosen by the Republicans. Apparently, he and the Senate candidate for the state of Missouri for the Democrats decided to go shooting at a rifle range. Now, I'm not even familiar with. Can someone tell me, the gun people, tell me what tannerite is in the chat. Give me a Reader's Digest version of what tannerite is, okay? Because these numbskulls decided to go and do a press kind of photo op kind of thing, shooting AR rifles in Missouri, just to show that Missourians, that they're as cool as who's the senator there? Josh Hawley. This guy's running against Josh Hawley. It explodes. Exactly. It explodes. That's a good example. Okay. Now, here we go. What is that? Boomer Tech's just putting out a straight out. I didn't even put that one on there. He did it on himself. Anyway, so here is this. What's the candidate's name? And also, by the way, one of the reporters there got hit by a bullet fragment while they're doing this photo op. Which is, I'm not laughing. He's not seriously injured, but he did get hit. All right. So here is here's one of the examples. In fact, that is Adam Kinzinger. That's Adam Kinzinger going to shoot a rifle. Now look, I don't spend a lot of time shooting, but I'm looking at the butt placement that he has on this AR that he's shooting. It's kind of not even on his shoulder. But here it is, holding the rifle like a complete noob. Hips are in front of his shoulders. Tannerite on table, pretty reckless. Using long-range scope for an extremely close-range target. I had to laugh at that too. I can hit that without a scope. I'm not even a shooter. Cannon could probably do this with his eyes closed. Shooting steel with a rifle at very close range, and eye protection is on top of it. He doesn't even have his eye protection on. Anything else wrong with this photo? Well, yeah, it's Adam Kinzinger, and he's really just a moron. But so he could have exploded, and then the shrapnel because when you shoot steel, it kind of breaks up, right? Gun people, steel breaks up, so you're likely to have. Well, even if you're hitting off targets, you don't. Oh, here's the other part. Let me show you this. There's a picture of where these morons were standing while they were doing this. Where's the one with the little red circle? Here it is, right here. So these guys are shooting at these targets this close a range. He's got his eye protection up here. He doesn't have the butt on the shoulder. There are reporters like right to the right of this taking pictures where, the you can have some ricochet stuff. And again, one of the reporters did get hit. So here it is. I mean, they had wooden safety tables for protection, and nothing bad ever happens with tannerite that folks aren't planning for. I can see, here's the other one, Charles Smith. This is funny. I can see he is a graduate of the Alec Baldwin School of Firearms Safety. What brilliant mind came up with the idea of using high-powered rifles to shoot steel targets at 10 yards. Oh, the targets. I'm sorry, not the bullets. They're shooting at steel targets. I know that. I knew that. Anyway. At 10 yards. Worse, his shooting glasses are protecting his hair, not his eyes. I hope he didn't shoot tannerite at 10 yards. So anyway, tannerite is that stuff you shoot and it explodes and it looks really cool. So anyway, congratulations, Adam Kinzinger, for being a dumbass.
Your life makes me sad.
Oops, which one? Not that one, this one.
Your life makes me sad.
So anyway, that's why tannerite is trending. Also in the trending topics today, cocaine. If you want to bring out, you gotta take out cocaine. So, I wasn't sure. Well, there's a couple reasons cocaine came up today on the trending topics. One of them is J.D. Vance went on with Theo Vaughn because he's having the people on his podcast, and he made a joke here, something about because they were talking about fentanyl. And Theo Vaughn made a joke, and so the lefties are mad that he kind of joked about it too. Here's the joke that came out from Theo Vaughn's podcast.
I don't know if I'd be sober if this stuff weren't killing people, to be honest with you. I know that's sad to say, but that keeps me out of the risk of it. It just makes it
Makes it a little scarier.
Yeah, that's the thing. It makes it scarier.
Yeah.
But it's also sad that somebody...
They're talking about fentanyl-laced cocaine.
I mean, this is ridiculous to say, probably, that somebody can't, you can't even do cocaine in this country anymore, And that seems like a crazy thing to say, and don't say that. Don't say that.
Now notice...
But don't say that anymore.
I'm going to steal that line. That's going to, after the election, though, man.
No.
We got to win first.
It's
So, now, obviously, he's just laughing at it because it's just a funny thing to say. You can't even do cocaine anymore. It might kill you because of the fentanyl. And there are a lot of people mad about that on the rise of fentanyl in America. Theo Vaughn tells J.D. Vance it's sad you can't even do cocaine anymore in this country anymore. And J.D. says he's stealing that line. That's funny to me. But apparently, some of the lefties are incensed by that. I think I pulled something laughing. So that's a funny line. Okay. So now there's also the reason cocaine is trending is because some people they're trying to figure out if anyone has figured out
Thing about this,
if anyone figured out who the cocaine in the White House belonged to, and they keep putting up this video because they're saying that Kamala Harris may have some of the signs of a user. Now, I'm not saying that at all, YouTube or anybody else. I'm just saying what other people on the internet are saying, and they're basing it on this video because she has some of these little like mannerisms. Okay, mannerisms. So watch some of the mannerisms during this, whatever this is.
I was like, Mommy, you know, the thing about this, I always wanted to go to Howard, and I went to Howard. And
she, always
actually, it was
at her
in
nose. Always
February of 2004.
constantly touching her nose.
Olives with cream cheese on dark rye.
Now, I mean, she may just have a cold, but the laugh.
And so it's remember, I'm a prosecutor.
Oh my God. I'm glad she said prosecutor, because that could have gone a different direction. Anyway.
On that. I mean, in a nutshell. Yeah. And
so
it was
anyway,
the assessor at the time. Can you?
Cammy can't be a cokehead. It would make her cool, and Cammy will never be cool. Well, okay, so there's like 3 minutes of this, her touching her nose. And the reason that's coming up, I think there's one here with Vladimir Zelensky. I've got to go slowly here because in case I don't want any unwanted body parts showing up on here. Oh, here. So, and someone makes the point that Kamala Harris has the same nose issues her compadre in crime, Vladimir Zelensky, has, all stemming from cocaine addiction. Now, the idea that this guy is not
Today
a coke
we're going to
addict.
Discuss how to spot a cocaine addict. People using cocaine often exhibit some telltale signs: dilated pupils, erratic behavior, nervousness, and anxiety.
Some of the physical signs of cocaine use are frequent sniffling and a runny nose, bloodshot eyes.
Look for signs of nasal stress. Because many users administer cocaine by snorting it through the nose, one of the telltale signs of cocaine use is nasal stress.
Over time, snorting cocaine may cause nosebleeds, impaired sense of smell, trouble swallowing, and one's nose to run often.
So now, obviously, Zelensky has been accused multiple times of having issues with cocaine. In fact, here's another.
Single largest donor of military equipment. Single largest donor of military equipment to Ukraine, and we said that we would match or exceed that amount.
I mean, he's looking
almost 2.5
waxed here,
conversations, man. Which is why we've provided it on, but also those long range.
Not bring to anything good.
Thank you. Phase of the battle.
So anyway,
and that's a very productive conversation.
So people are bringing up this video of Kamala having some of the same issues. Now, I am not accusing anybody of anything other than we know Zelensky's probably has a cocaine addiction. Oh my God, my notifications are blowing up. See, anytime you reply to the Krasensteins, if it's some silly shit, they're probably doing stuff. Oh, I see. Some of y'all also replayed the. I see people are replying to them too. Thank you guys for putting up part 2 of the show because I haven't done it. All right, let's move on because I'm running out of time. Damn it. Let's start with we did tannerite. We did cocaine. Cocaine. Down. Oh, why is that? There we go. Oh, Tulsi Gabbard's trending too. Tulsi Gabbard made it official. She is now officially a Republican. She posted this here: for independent thinkers like myself, there's no home in the Democratic Party. However, there is a home for us in the Republican Party. The Republican Party of warmongering elite Dick Cheney is in the past. Trump's GOP is a big open tent party of the people, equality, common sense, and the party that is led by a president who has the courage and strength to fight for peace. Tonight, I stood with President Trump and announced I am joining the Republican Party. President Trump is our best and only hope this election to lead our country toward a future where every one of us can live in a truly free, peaceful, and prosperous nation. Now is the time for us to stand together, vote Trump, and save our country. So she also posted on Locals the same exact message. So I won't repeat it. But here it is. Gabby This is 8 minutes long. I'm not going to do an 8-minute clip, but let's see if there's a shorter one. Is this it right here? Well, that's 6 minutes. Oh, she gave a speech about becoming a Republican. Now, it's also Danica Patrick. I didn't know Danica Patrick was a Republican, too, the race car driver. And I guess she's friends with Tulsi, too, and she's like, oh, look who just joined the Republican Party. Tulsi Gabbard is so down to earth. I mean, look at her. She's doing her own makeup on the way to our event a few weeks ago. Well, that's kind of a woman thing, not a Republican thing. I thought it was so cute that I had to grab a photo, but it's cute that she was doing her own makeup instead of having some professionals do that shit for her. Anyway, so there you go. So if you want to, and by the way, AD, wait, she still has fat ankles. What? Tulsi Gabbard doesn't have fat ankles? Hello, Kessler, what's up? She doesn't have fat ankles? What are you talking about? Oh, my goodness. Oh, and you met Danica Patrick? She's tiny? Yeah, she's a tiny little thing. That gives her some weight advantage in those vehicles, and they have that pounds limit. Maricopa County's trending. Now, Maricopa County's trending because apparently the Maricopa County, Arizona officials say that it's going to take 2 weeks after the election to tabulate votes in Maricopa County, Arizona. Now, what the actual F is going on in Maricopa County? If you want to know how ridiculous this is, Florida counted nearly 11 million votes on Election Day 2020. Maricopa County, 400,000 people already voted out of an expected 2.1 million people. Why does it take one single county 2 weeks to know the results? In Maricopa County, Republicans have an advantage of nearly 172,000 registered voters over Democrats. In 2020, Fox News' Brett Baier infamously called Arizona for Joe Biden while people were still waiting in line to vote. Are they planning to do it again? Nothing but a bunch of damn... I don't know if I want to say this word. Cheaters. Anyway, so that's one of the reasons they're trending. Yeah, that's breaking. Maricopa County officials are reporting this. It might take 10 to 13 days to tally the results of the election. Why? I need to know why. Why this one county? Because there's, by the way, they're in almost, I think, at least 3 or 4 swing states. They've made the same announcement where, well, we may not know the election vote results until, the end of the week on some of these places. Why? That's absolutely unacceptable. Now, a reminder, on Election Day 2022, voting machines across Maricopa County, Arizona randomly shut down for hours. County election officials then took 3 weeks to tabulate the results. This was the regime media's reaction. You simply can't hate these people enough. So here was their reaction when this happened in Maricopa County in 2022.
The truth, everyone, as you know, is that it's going to take time. And
Why?
That is normal.
No, it's not normal.
Ordinary Arizonans will continue the ordinary work of counting votes.
This is part of the process. This is normal.
Yep.
Don't get upset.
Well, there are tens of thousands
Since
of votes remaining
when
to be
is
counted
this
in those
normal?
states, and the margins are going to be narrow, so it will take time.
The process takes time.
Takes time. So I'm going to say it again. This is going to take some time.
It's going to take a little bit of time, but hopefully we'll have some clarity maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after.
It's confusing. We need to count, so we need to be patient.
We have to be patient. Just have to be patient.
Let's be patient.
And they're working really, really hard to try to get everything done.
They all have the same talking points.
Patience.
It's good.
Right.
It's fine.
This is what this looks like. And I think it's a matter of informing and re-educating people of what happens in elections.
Yeah.
We've got a few days ahead of us, most
Take
likely, guys.
Take a breath is the lesson here.
So anyway, there you have it. So they've made that announcement already. Brilliant. Moving on, Michael. Oh, now we're in the celebrity section. A few more a couple celebrity endorsements and a couple other things going on here. So Michael Keaton has decided to tip his hat in the race for Kamala Harris. Now let's see what Michael Keaton has to say, because I got to tell you, I watched half of it and I said, no, I'm going to watch the rest of it when I'm here with y'all, because something struck me almost immediately as he started speaking. And it's fascinating, and maybe you'll catch it immediately. I certainly did. Listen to this.
Hey, hi, Michael.
Hi, Michael.
For some of you folks who, guys mostly, I guess.
Guys, yes. Oh, it's for the guys. He's only talking to the guys.
Are thinking about attending a rally with Musk and Trump. They don't really respect you. They laugh at you behind your back.
Okay, let me start with this. I'm gonna take it slowly. Michael Keaton, your little Hollywood cabal of people who talk about us stupid hicks out here in the middle of flyover country, I think that's making fun of us. You make movies making fun of us. You make movies making fun of men all the time. Men are the butt of every joke in movies. So, pot kettle. Let's say that that's true, which I don't believe it is. Especially with Elon Musk. And Trump will ridicule anybody who doesn't like him. Elon Musk, maybe not so much, but whatever. So you're telling me that somebody doesn't respect us. Shocker.
I think you're stupid. They don't have to laugh at you behind your back. They think you're stupid.
Michael, you're talking to us like you think we are stupid. Do you see what you're doing here? This doesn't help your candidate.
They don't want to hang out with you.
Michael, you don't want to hang out with me. You damn sure don't want to hang out with me. Maybe you would. You'd probably enjoy the traveling me and my wife do. But you think we're stupid, Michael. That's why you're talking to us this way.
They have nothing in common with you. They're not.
Michael, we have nothing in common with you. You're a multi-millionaire, insulated Hollywood actor with bodyguards and tea parties and, you eat crumpets and fucking whatever you do. I don't even know why the fuck you're wearing a flannel shirt, Michael. Are you trying to be like us? Are you fucking serious?
Your bros.
Wait, what? Wait.
They're not your bros.
You're not my bro.
I'm telling you, when Trump...
What? Who are you talking to? Michael, you are not my bro at all. We have nothing in common. I don't give a fuck if they're my bros. I care if the country works. I'm not here to make them my bros. I'm not bros with Bill Gates either. I'm not bros with Kamala Harris either. She does the same shit that you're talking about. People don't agree with her. She ridicules them. Tim Walz? Didn't you just hear Tim Walz ridiculing men the other day? What the fuck are you talking about?
Years ago, I guess, said I could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and they'd still vote for me. Basically what he's saying in parentheses is, these people are so stupid, they're so dumb, they'd still vote for me. They have no respect for you, trust me.
And you have no respect for us. Because you're talking to us like we aren't as smart as you. And guess what? The only thing you do that's different than me as a human being and a man in America is I don't work in fucking Hollywood around people who all think like me. In fact, I work in a part of America where people have lots of differences of opinion and we still get along. Okay? And I get it. The thing I read yesterday, if your religion is politics, jokes offend you. Well, fuck you, Michael, because you're a joke. And that's not because my religion is politics. You don't know me, bitch. So if that's your message, Michael, okay, that's why he's trending, because of this stupid ass message. Now people replying to this, to Michael Keaton, Mike, I'm not voting for a bro or someone to hang out with. I'm voting for a president, and Donald Trump will be a damn good one. I've met and spoken with Trump. I found him to be amazingly personable. That's the one thing. Everyone I've ever heard of that has met Donald Trump says the same thing. He's very kind, listens, and he's a different person in real life than his very boisterous persona. So Michael Keaton can kiss my ass. Oh, and guess who else? Eminem, he's trending because he apparently is stumping for Kamala Harris. Now let's start with Kamala HQ. They decided to post this. Eminem, I guess, coming out at one of the rallies, apparently in Detroit. And so let's watch this one. I'm sure he's just fucking brilliant too. I don't want his music on here though.
Detroit.
Yes, Eminem.
What up, though?
What up, though? Okay.
So look, I wrote down a few things I wanted to say.
Because you couldn't memorize them? I know you get, but no, I don't blame him for writing shit down. He gets nervous and shit.
Thank you. I'm here tonight.
For what?
For a couple of important reasons.
Important, okay.
As most of you know, the city of Detroit and the whole state of Michigan
is fucked up. Detroit's fucked up. I mean, come on, don't lie. You again, remember, M has moved out of his, he doesn't live on 8 Mile anymore. Okay, M is a little bit insulated from the rest of Detroit. But anyway,
and going into this election, the spotlight is on us more than ever, and I think it's important to use your voice.
Yeah.
So I'm encouraging everybody to get out and vote, please.
Yeah, the people in Dearborn aren't voting for Kamala Harris.
I also think
you think
be afraid to express their opinions. I don't think anyone wants an America where people are worried about retribution.
Hold up. People shouldn't be afraid to speak their opinions. Does that include everybody, M? Does that include everybody? Think hard about that question.
What people will do if you make your opinion known.
Right. It's funny. There's a reason you see a lot of Kamala Harris signs in certain places, especially in cities. There's a lot of Kamala Harris signs, not just because people are all liberals, but one of the reasons you'll see a lot of more Kamala Harris signs than Trump signs is because people who think about putting up a Trump sign are concerned about having their homes vandalized or putting a Trump bumper sticker in your car. You think get your car keyed, get your car vandalized, which is very common for Trump supporters. So this is a very poignant point you're making there, Shady. Trump people won't put signs in the yards because they're afraid of getting their home vandalized. That's an interesting, you're making a good point. You just don't realize it.
I think Vice President Harris supports a future for this country where these freedoms and many others will be protected and upheld.
They've already said that they think people have too much free speech, especially online. I mean, multiple Democrats have been saying it. Well, there should be some guardrails. There should be some regulation. People can just say whatever they want. Oh my God, I have the vapors. So no, I don't think so, M.
And here to tell you much more about that, President Barack Obama.
I don't care. So that was the rally in Detroit, okay? And so they decided to post some shit about M. Now, let's see. CNN, here's a funny thing. CNN panel erupts as Scott Jennings dares to bring up Doug Emhoff's domestic violence scandals. Watch how fast any mention of this story is shut down. Listen to this. This is pretty funny, actually. Not funny. It's telltale because documented incidents and also the fact that he got a nanny pregnant. Don't hear much about that.
I got to tell you, this campaign is so
incredible.
Everything that's said about Donald Trump and his treatment of women and the gender gap in this campaign. This rapper, who I fully admit sold a lot of records, if you've read some of the things he has said about the promotion of domestic violence.
No. What he said,
against women.
He said if you're famous,
Bakari,
you can grab him by the.
Bakari, I listened to your entire filibuster. If you could just give me 13 seconds.
I give you 12 because he said grab him by the.
And so when
yeah, oh, he's gonna talk about grabbing by the pussy. Yeah, he said something 8 years ago. Well, now it's like, what is it, 14 years ago? In a private moment, not talking about saying that that's something you should do. He said some women are so crazy they just let you do shit. Celebrities, I bet Em would say the same story. But I digress.
When you think about the things he has said in order to sell those records, and you also consider some of the questions that are swirling around Harris's own husband in this regard.
Oh my God. Okay, you don't even get 12 seconds. I'm not going to let you go into the fall.
Why? You don't want to hear it? You don't want to hear the truth? You don't want to hear the stories of that things that actually happened?
I think Scott,
look, you can't go. Listen, I can't represent you in the defamation case.
We're gonna stop
defamation case? These are documented incidents. What are you talking about? If anything, pregnant nanny might have something going there. I'm not sure that's why he got divorced. But did the nanny ever have the baby? We don't even know. Does he have another kid out there? So anyway, yeah, having Eminem as your spokesperson, Eminem's perfect fit for the liberal loonies to left. Being white isn't embarrassing. I want to kill myself. Oh my God, he's got over that finally. For every 100 likes, I'll make Eminem even smaller. Hold up, let me see. He's next to Barack Obama. Is he getting smaller? Yes, he is. That's some funny shit. All right, that's why M's trending. Emhoff is a public person. Next to impossible for him to sue for defamation anyway. Yeah, Bakari, you ain't representing nobody on any defamation case because of that. Moving on. Now, and then we got Bill Gates. Bill Gates is next. And so Bill Gates, I guess, because responding to Elon Musk putting lots of money into a super PAC for Donald Trump, Bill Gates has decided to give $50 million to, well, let's just say Kamala Harris PACs or something. Breaking, Bill Gates just contributed more than $50 million to organizations supporting Kamala Harris. This is huge. Because as if the Democrats didn't have billionaires giving money to Democrats forever. So, and here's Tim Walz on that particular subject. Here it is.
That guy is literally the richest man in the world.
Well, he's the second richest, or third, maybe.
Millions of dollars to help Donald Trump.
Oh, who? Wait, what? Oh no!
Now look.
Oh no!
They're saying the quiet parts out loud now because Donald Trump has already promised that he would put Elon in charge of government regulation.
No, efficiency, dumbass.
Businesses that Elon runs.
That's not what he said, but go ahead and lie up there.
That's a hell of a buy.
So anyway, he's complaining about a billionaire giving millions of dollars to candidates, and Bill Gates made $50 million pledge to back Kamala Harris. Okay, so the billionaires are getting involved. Where's Bezos? Well, he has the Washington Post, so it's just de facto. What do you call that when it's a donation in kind? So here, again, breaking. Now here. Now this is interesting. Breaking: Bill Gates has put up $50 million backing Kamala Harris, according to the New York Times. This comes just days after Elon Musk told Tucker Carlson that some billionaires are terrified by Trump's promise to release the Epstein client list. Bill Gates famously flew with Epstein and visited his island countless times. And when asked by PBS if there's a lesson for Gates or anyone else regarding Epstein, well, here's what Bill Gates said.
I've said I regretted having those dinners, and there's absolutely nothing new on that.
That's not all you were eating.
Is there a lesson for you, for anyone else looking at this?
Well, he's dead, so in general, you always have to be careful.
Why is he laughing? Oh, did you see that weird laugh? Did you see that weird laugh he did?
You know, I think part of why Kamala is getting so much support is that if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public.
Yes.
And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
Yeah. Reid Hoffman.
Yeah. And Gates.
And Gates.
Yeah.
Called them out.
I only ask that because you just look at them and you're like, that's a nervous person right there. I don't know. I mean, I assume you know them. Yeah.
Yes. Reid Hoffman was my vice president of business development at PayPal.
Yeah.
24 years ago.
Does he seem nervous to you?
Yeah, I mean, he's terrified of a Trump victory.
Because of the disclosure that would follow?
I think, yeah, I mean, I think he's certainly ideologically not aligned with Trump anyway, but I think he is concerned about the Epstein situation.
So anyway, I'm going to leave that there. But so that's why Bill Gates is trending, because he's given $50 million. $50 million after the Democrats were bitching about Elon Musk giving money. Speaking of billionaires, also Bill Ackman. This is the billionaire that jumped ship from the Democrats. Democrat Bill Ackman says the Democratic Party's policies are so destructive that they're indistinguishable from what our worst enemies would do to destroy America from within. Ackman then dropped the receipts with 33 damning examples. This is worth a few minutes watch. We'll watch the beginning. Oh no, is this it here? Here we go. Yeah, Bill Ackman on his support for Trump.
Let's talk about team for a moment, because it's not really Trump versus Harris. It's the Trump team versus the Harris team, right? So what have we seen? So Trump's picked J.D. Vance as his vice president. I'm afraid of mispronouncing him.
No, it's just...
Kamala's picked, has picked Walz. Walz is a self-described knucklehead, right? I can't imagine a world in which this guy is president of the United States. And you have to look at the vice president as a potential president of the United States. So that's, right. If I line them up, you know, you've got a guy who grew up in a very, very challenged environment, addiction, family, rural America, makes his way to Yale, armed forces. Now he's, venture capitalist, senator, extremely articulate, obviously highly intelligent. So you compare and contrast. You have Elon Musk, who's probably one of the most consequential, certainly consequential business leaders 100%. In the world. It's proven he can take on 12 things at the same time and
Mark Cuban
and change the world. Okay, who's going to take? He really put himself out here in this election. And first, the only one talking about government efficiency, right? And Trump's all in. By the way, RFK, okay? Right. RFK is a highly intelligent, capable person, and he's focused on a couple of issues that mean a lot to me. Number one, the food industrial complex, what's happened to the health of Americans over the last couple of decades. He's going to focus on that. I think that is a critically important issue. I think examining the 73-shot regime that we give our kids and it's worth doing.
You've spent your whole career talking about truth, honestly.
Yes.
You go out there publicly talking about companies that you think are lying.
Sure.
And I just want to know what you think when you see, for example, former President Trump publicly say on the record that he forced Deere to not move to Mexico. And then the company has to come out with a statement that says that that's false, fundamentally false. He puts on Twitter or on social on his social media platform that Jamie Dimon is endorsing him. And then J.P. Morgan has to come out publicly and say that's not true.
Actually, that's not what happened. What happened was Jamie said some positive things about Trump. Someone posted on Twitter that Jamie's endorsing him, and Trump, in effect,
retweeted. Let me ask you this, though. But as somebody who cares about truth, use the Deere example, because that's as black and white as they...
Okay, if you're worried about truth, and how about Project 2025? How about the very fine people? I mean, look, there are lots of exaggerations on both sides. There are flat out lies on both sides. And I swear to God, the Democrats have constantly lied about Donald Trump since the first day he came down that elevator, saying that he was calling all Mexican rapists by cutting the clip to take out everything else he said except they're rapist, and then saying that he was saying that about Mexicans, rather than the fact that he was saying that the people coming across the border, that they're sending their rapists. And what's funny is that now we know that's a fact. That is not, and it's not just Mexico, but the people coming across the border. There are places that are allowing their criminals to leave the country as long as they go to America. And we've got over 400,000 of them. And 13,000 were murderers. And 15,000 were rapists. They're sending their rapists. They're not sending their best. They're sending their murderers. They're sending their rapists. That's the sentence he said. And people have been lying about that. And so every time, there are some certain things that Donald Trump says that are false. But if you constantly make up shit, if you have to go get a foreign spy to get some fake stories about Donald Trump and put them in a dossier, and then you find out that was just some shit paid for by Hillary Clinton and the DNC that was completely fabricated. And you have constant examples of them lying about what Trump says. The bloodbath comment, the very fine people, all the little hoax things they come up with. Then it becomes a case of the boy who cried wolf. And I put that on X today. He said, well, he's been convicted of 34 felonies. He's a felon. He's a rapist. Well, first of all, he's not an adjudicated rapist. No, he's not. One judge decided that part of the trial with no evidence presented. Just made that a fact-finding thing in the trial against with E. Jean Carroll. And the jury even said that they did not check the box that this was the grape word. And people still call him that. No, they found him guilty of, or not even guilty because it wasn't a criminal trial, first of all. But no evidence presented. Now, if you went back through the fine-tooth comb of that stupid story that she wrote, you know that it's fake. We've gone through it here once before. So this guy talking about, well, Trump lies. Well, Jesus Christ, they lie about him constantly. And I'm going to see if he tells any lies about Donald Trump right now.
So look,
what do you think of that?
I think there are probably many examples of Trump convincing and or threatening a company that if they open up a factory in Mexico, that he's going to tariff their goods or whatever, and maybe confuse the company. Okay, but he certainly has used that kind of technique. But let me hold on.
Go ahead.
I want to make my own argument here.
You can, but
you get to do it all day. I get to do it now.
There's lies on both sides. It's like unbelievable.
In her Twitter account,
okay,
Vice President Harris put stuff out about Trump that are absolutely completely false. Like, so for example, he's going to sign a federal abortion ban. Okay, Trump's not going to sign a federal abortion ban. He's in bold letters, capital letters. He said it publicly. He's posted it. Otherwise, I can give you multiple examples. Just take a look at her Twitter feed, her X feed. It's a series of lies about President Trump. So, she's not some unfortunate. Again, I look forward to a world, maybe it's 4 years from now, and we have two candidates, and it's November 5th again, and none of them have lied. None of them have personal issues. They're like the world's most incredible candidates, and it's so hard to decide because they're amazing. Human beings are flawed. Donald Trump is flawed.
But
Kamala Harris is flawed.
You think they lie and it's the same? What about like eating pets? No, honestly, I know because
first of all, we only got a couple minutes.
Okay, let me focus. Let's talk about the issue. The issue is when you have totally open borders, okay, and you're flying 20,000 immigrants from one culture into a city of 40,000 people, and there isn't sufficient infrastructure, and they don't have driver's licenses, and they have different habits. And by the way, and maybe it wasn't cats and dogs, but they were trapping geese in the pond or whatever the ultimate truth is. There's a symbolic.
That's not the problem. The problem. Yeah. Anyway, so you get it. I could just scream and yell at these motherfuckers. I don't even remember what the main topic was today. We'll just go through these and get to it. This is the October surprise. What is it? This thing they got him. Oh yeah. So. All four of the next four topics are related to this Atlantic article, which came out and which would say reference John Kelly and Mark Milley, saying that Donald Trump is, what's the new one? The Atlantic just ran a smear claiming that Trump disrespected Army Specialist Vanessa Guillen, who was murdered in 2020, but Guillen's sister shut it down immediately, and she just voted for Trump. Let me find. I want to find the Atlantic first. Let's do a CNN panel first. Oh, the CNN panelist Ryan James Gudersky absolutely rips apart the Atlantic hit piece on Trump, saying it doesn't pass the smell test. So here, let me give you one thing that's in this article. So John Kelly, who in 1 year ago, basically the same article came out in the Atlantic, and since 2020, John Kelly's been talking shit about Trump, saying that John Kelly's the one who said Trump called deceased soldiers suckers and losers. This is the same John Kelly that said, saying that he respected the Gold Star family, which he's talking about that single Gold Star family that was campaigning for Joe Biden back then. Well, apparently he has a new claim that he's never made before. This is the first time he's ever made the claim that Trump admired Hitler. That Trump said something about, I wish I had generals like Hitler had. Now, for the very first time making that claim. Now, he could have made that claim in 2020. He didn't. He could have made that claim when he said it happened in 2018 before he got fired, but he didn't, and that would have been significant, right? You'd think that memory would be just, if someone said something like that, that would be seared into your brain, right? But not until 6 years later did he suddenly remember this supposed, here it is. This is the Atlantic. I need the kind of generals Hitler had. Trump obsession with dictators and disdain for Americans' military are deepening. Really? John Kelly, this never crossed your mind to say anything to anybody about that before? Just suddenly for this article that comes out in the Atlantic 2 weeks before the election, you came up with this shit? So let's see, who's the guy who ripped the here's the panel on This Is CNN. We're gonna watch a whole 2 minutes of this shit. Watch this.
There are a number of voters who are hearing so many things about Trump. They're hearing the claims, they're hearing the statements, they're hearing about members of the cabinet saying no can do, no will do again.
And they said,
and then
who
you hear
cares?
Trump's campaign saying this is false. President Trump never said any of this. I mean, Trump, though, tonight praised authoritarian leaders, China's Xi, Russia's Putin. Listen to this.
Praised them?
Can you imagine what President Xi, I got to know him very well. He's a fierce individual. He runs 1.4 billion people with an iron fist. Am I allowed to say he's smart? He's smart. He's a smart man. He's a fierce man.
What?
I get along with him very well. Putin. These are people that are tough people.
I mean,
finish the thought. Again, they cut off the point of what he's saying. That you would have to negotiate against fierce, tough, smart people. And when Kamala Harris gets a tough question in an interview, she crumbles like a cookie with too much baking soda in it. Is that right? Is it because of baking soda or baking powder? I can never remember. Anyway, that's the point he was making. It wasn't to fluff fucking Putin and Xi. It's saying you have to have someone as tough as somebody to negotiate with those types of people because they are smart, because they are tough, because they can be ruthless. And you can't be in a position where you're going to back down in a tough negotiation. Is it wrong to say that they're smart people? Obviously, they've found a way to stay in power where they are. No one says that's a good thing, but it doesn't mean they're stupid. But you cut off the sentence because you didn't want to let him finish his point. You just wanted to make a soundbite that was the least charitable one that you could come up with. And that's how they lie about Donald Trump. take words out of context or without a finishing conclusion.
Many people have an issue with appraising of any kind of either of these two leaders.
Why? You need to appraise, and she meant praise, not appraising, but you need to appraise the people that you're going to have to negotiate against. If you take them lightly, if you think they're stupid, they're going to fuck you up. So you can't do that. And in fact, one of the things that Donald Trump does a lot, he talks well of his enemies, and he's hard on his friends or hard on his allies. Because if you speak well of your enemies, you disarm them a little bit. And so he's obviously deals with this in business. It's easier to negotiate with someone who you create at least the essence of a good relationship with. So that's what he does. I'm sure that's how he does business too. People who are tough, he has to praise them and say, look, and you have to realize that they are tough, that they are smart, and that you have to be smart too to negotiate with people like that.
The fact that he appears to have a strong affinity for those who are authoritarians in the leadership, is that deniable at this point?
Well, in the clip you showed, he didn't praise them. He just called Xi smart, which is the only praise he gave them.
Well, it's not an insult.
It's not. Okay. Well, it's not,
yeah. God, she don't get it.
But it's not praise either, which is what you said it was, which it wasn't. But according to the Jeffrey Goldberg article, which we talked about this entire night, you can't trust that article because the quote 60,000 for an effing Mexican funeral, the only two on-record sources both said that he didn't say that. The only source is an anonymous source, and the family of the deceased soldier said that he was lovely to them, and in fact, they voted for Donald Trump today. That's how much they disagreed, and they said it was a disrespectful article that politicized the death of their loved one. And Jeffrey Goldberg did not care about printing something that they had no sources on the record for. And I, honest to God, like most Americans, do not care about General Kelly's farewell tour where he tries to make amends for working for Donald Trump, since Democrats said we're going to run all these Republicans who work for Trump out of town unless they somehow make peace. So 2 weeks before Election Day, he runs to liberal journalist Susan Glasser about a conversation that allegedly happened 4 years ago. It doesn't pass the
8 years
smell test.
ago.
And that is why people are turned off to all of these stories. They remember Donald Trump's presidency for low inflation, jobs, peace through strength, controlled borders. That's why they care. No one believes Jeffrey Goldberg and the article from a publication that's owned by one of Harris's donors.
So, and that's in regard to the woman who was killed, and here it is. Just released. The sister of Vanessa Guillen absolutely rips The Atlantic after they released a hit piece on Trump about her sister's death. Myra Guillen says she's voting for Trump after unleashing on the outlet for politicizing Vanessa's death. The Atlantic tried claiming Trump disparaged Vanessa and refused to pay for her funeral expenses. Vanessa was a 20-year-old Army private who was murdered in Fort Hood, Texas. Vanessa was killed by a soldier and his girlfriend. Her body was burned and found 2 months after she had gone missing. Myra Guillen says the accusations made by The Atlantic are false and says Trump did nothing but show respect to my family and Vanessa. I don't appreciate how you're exploiting my sister's death for politics, hurtful and disrespectful to the important changes she made for service members. President Donald Trump did nothing but show respect for my family. And in fact, I voted for President Trump today. I don't know what this is.
There's a baby that was murdered. It's just hard to say. An innocent life of child was thrown from the barracks room all the way from the top of the building to the floor. And no, that it happened on a military base, and an innocent child died. Why? Why is that happening? They have to be investigated.
So was this at Fort Hood also?
I believe Fort Hood.
When would you like to have the funeral? When?
As soon as possible.
As soon as possible, I agree. As soon as possible with the funeral. We'll make sure that happens.
Yeah,
Okay,
es que
please?
tienen que entregármela ya. Ya porque
Where will you have the funeral? Do you know?
Houston.
In Houston?
Yeah.
All right. And if I can help you out with the funeral, I'll help you out. I'll help you out financially. I'll help you.
I think the military maybe taking care of it.
Good. They'll do a military. That's good. If you need help, I'll help you.
Thank you, President.
Okay, if they need something, we'll take care. We'll make sure she is very respected.
So yeah, that's very different than the story the Atlantic gave. So anyway, Jeffrey Goldberg, the journalist who lied America into the Iraq War and fabricated the suckers and losers hoax, is behind the latest hoax. What a disgusting, evil person. So this is it. Jeffrey Goldberg, the journalist who lied, blah, 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 blah. Well, here's the, again, using anonymous sources. Once again, it's a bullshit story he made up. So, so anyway, there's several links in here. The Axios story also has John Kelly revelations that he just new information that he came up 2 weeks before the election rather than a year ago when they wrote the same exact story, rather than 4 years ago when they kind of did the same shit. Mark Halperin is trending mainly because he clarifies after he went viral. Oh, this is interesting. Here's Mark Halperin clarifying something. So they said he had this Krasty, one of the Krasties posted this morning saying that he went viral after stating he'd been pitched a story that would end Trump's campaign. He said that the comment was made to warn people of actors who are trying to influence the election. Here's Mark Halperin.
Thinking is there's all sorts of things being floated out there. Maybe Jeffrey Goldberg just happened to finish the story 2 weeks before the election. I'm sure Sean will have a point of view about that. I know of one story that's been pitched to a major newspaper and to me, and for all I know to many others, that I don't believe is true.
That
but
he doesn't
if it's
believe.
True, as I said yesterday, it would end Donald Trump's campaign. Just as if the accusations now thoroughly debunked and attributed by American intelligence to Russia about Tim Walz, if those were true, it would end his campaign. What we're seeing in the final days, is a point I was making, is actors who want a certain outcome are on social media and in pitches to reporters, and in the case of the Atlantic, Jeffrey Goldberg writing himself, are trying to affect the end of the race because they're so desperate to try to pull a Comey. I'm not pursuing the story. I don't think it's true. People in Mar-a-Lago, calm down. All I'm saying is there are people out there pitching stuff. And if it were true, it would end his campaign. But if someone pitched me a story that said Trump is a Martian, that might not end his campaign. People might think that's cool. You get my point. There's stuff like that. And
So,
the point
and
I was
look,
making
here's the
is-
thing I want to say, and I'm going to finish with this because I got to go. You have to be careful about anything that comes out in the next 2 weeks, especially if it's new information. You have to be careful about anything that comes out in the next 2 weeks because it'd be hard to find new information on Trump, specifically like this John Kelly story. If it was supposed to have happened 4 years ago, why didn't you say it 4 years ago? Why haven't you said it since? Why did you finally come up with this little Hitler quote today? Why did that come out today? If you've been sitting on this for 4 years, did you have repressed memories? How is it that you didn't, that part of the story never crossed your mind until Jeffrey Goldberg or the Axios or somebody asked you about it this week? How is it that little detail hasn't been a major part of your story ever since? That's what's completely and utterly unbelievable. So I got to say, it's pretty, what's going on with my computer here? Anyway, we're still alive. Anyway, that's it. I got to go. I'm going to try to drop the links here in a second. Oh, there we go. Now my computer came unfrozen. I might just have to clean my computer. That may help too. But anyway, that's it for today, guys. Thank you for joining me on the Morning Night Live. I'm going to drop the links as soon as this thing works. There it goes. All right, here's the links for today. Mostly just Twitter links, so you probably can find these without even me. I don't have a lot of stories, but there is one story about Canada and free speech that I didn't get to that is interesting reading. If anything you read out of the links today, make that the one. Here you go. Today's links. Poof, there you go. That's it. I got to go. My name's Pete Ognight.